What's up, everybody? It's Noobly, aka Ricky, and I am back from the Atlanta Regional Championships that happened 2 weeks ago now. I wanted to record the tournament recap when I got back, but I got very sick, and I just didn't feel up to doing it. So I didn't make day two, unfortunately. Started off really hot. I'll talk about that later. Um, but Atlanta was a blast. Um, so I still wanted to talk about it. The city's beautiful. These are just some photos that I took. There's a view from my hotel room. Um, it was gorgeous. Spent most of my time at the aquarium if I wasn't at the venue. I spent 3 days there, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Um, this is me and a grouper fish. I don't know. We're making the same face. It's my friend. He's great. Um, all right, let's talk about the list. So I played Dragapult, Dusknoir. Um, my goal going into this tournament was I wanted a 60 completed before I left my house and got to Atlanta. I didn't want to have to worry about it. I didn't want to have to stay up on Friday freaking out about a 60th card versus a 61st card versus this versus that. So, tested a lot up to it. Um, the week before I left, the Wednesday, I did a lot of play testing. Shout out to my buddy Harry, who did a lot of testing with me with Terra Buffalant, which didn't think was going to be as popular. That helped me greatly. Um, so the main thing is I cut a Nest Ball and an Ultra Ball, and I added a bundle and Blood Moon. Bundle ripped during testing. It was great. It was fantastic. Especially in the mirror, you kind of don't want to kill their Badoo. You don't want to get into a Badoo war. So if you could just bundle something up on their bench, whether it's a Duskull, a Dreepy, a Dracoloak, anything, pretty much, that's not Badoo, it's really advantageous and puts you in a really good spot. Um, Blood Moon was for walls because personally I thought walls were going to be way more popular than they were, and they were non existent. I didn't see a single one being played next to me. I didn't face a single one. There weren't any in day two. They were just gone. So that was great. Bundle was sick. Crispin sucks. Um, I heard Piper Lapine say that if you're playing one, you should play zero, or you should play two. I agree. I used this card maybe once over 9 rounds. Crispin never showed up at all. I wish I cut it for anything. I was hemming and hawing with Defiance Band, maybe a fourth Iono, another Night Stretcher. Literally, I think anything would have been better than Crispin. I never found it when I needed it. It was just bad. And I know the card is very good, but this card this weekend for me was very bad. Um, Everything else is pretty standard. Two candy, three catcher. Unfair stamp over crystal. I still like unfair stamp over crystal. Terra box isn't really that big of a deal anymore, so you could play crystal. I still like unfair stamp. Um, I think it's pretty sick to be able to go on like your second or third turn when they kill your Badoo, especially against faster decks, Goldango, uh, Raging Bolt, stuff like that. You just on Terra box, you just unfair stamp them to two, and you know most of the time, sometimes they don't get out of it, and you buy yourself some turns and you get back into the game. Um, so let's go through the tournament run. So this is my tournament run. I went 4-4-1, unfortunately. Started off really good, and then it kind of crumbled, and I'll talk about it. Um, so round one, I played against Jacob, super cool guy from, I believe he said Tennessee. Um, he was playing Terra Buffalont. Game one, I won. Um, Pretty straightforward. Um, KO'd some Hoot Hoots, KO'd a Latias, KO'd a Fez. That's pretty much about it. Game 2 was a little dicey for me. I started really, really bad. I think I started like Dreepy Duskull and like attach pass, and that was it. But we got to a situation at the end of the game. We had a time extension because Jacob Nestballed under Badu. Luckily, an Iono had just been played, and all he did was turn his deck upside down. So basically, the judge just reshuffled the bottom cards, and we kept playing. He had bench locked himself at the end of game 2 when time was called after our extension. So he couldn't get Latias into play, and that was good for me because I would have lost because I made a pretty dumb decision, and I boss's orders his Cornerstone on the bench and tried to kill it with a Blood Moon. And as most of you know, you cannot kill Cornerstone Ogerpon with a Blood Moon because Blood Moon has an ability. So I was like, are you kidding me? And then all he could do was retreat to something and pass. But in Pokemon, whoever wins game 1, game 2 doesn't finish, or is a tie. Whoever wins game 1 gets the win. So I won. That was pretty cool. 1-0. Round 2, played against Kyle. Super cool guy as well. He was also playing Terra Buffalo, but I didn't know that until the set was over. He never put down Bouffalance. Just nothing. So basically what happened is it was back and forth. You know, he takes a prize on Badu with Fan Rotom and Fair Stamp him. We go back and forth, 2 prizes, 3 prizes, 2, right? And basically how both games went is when he needed it, he found Clefairy Crispin and blew up my Dragapult, and the game's over because Clefairy is a good card. Round 3, I played against Victor. Game 1, pretty standard. He was also playing Terrapagos Bouffalant. It basically came down to game 1 where I had killed his Terrapagos with Phantom Dive, and I had put 1 damage on Latias and 5 damage on his Munkidori, and that was the only damage on his side of the board. So next turn he had to make a choice. Do you full heal the Latias, or do you heal the Munkidori so that I can't take 2? He chose actually to take the damage off of his Munkidori. I had boss in hand, bossed the Latias, and KO'd it with a second Dragapult for game. Game 2, I just couldn't get anything going. He basically just rolled me. Game 3, we got into a situation where he had to set up Clefairy really early. And it was coming down to the wire. So he had taken a prize on my Hawlucha because I started Hawlucha game 3. Took his prize. He had, he was setting up Clefairy, had Terrapagos. He took a KO on my Hawlucha because I brought up my Hawlucha after he had, I believe he bossed my my Dreepy off the bench to kill it. So I just sent up Hawlucha. He ended up killing Hawlucha, and then my turn, I Iono'd him to 4, and then Victor realized that he didn't take a prize before the Iono. So he was like, crap. So he called a judge. The judge went to the head judge because in 3 rounds I've had 3 judge calls already. 2 in round 1, 1 in round 3. They told us that they're taking longer with judge calls because they want to go talk to the head judge and then get back to us so everything is fair. They gave Victor a 2 prize penalty, which is fine. That I didn't. They asked if he wanted to appeal. He said no. I was like no. Like whatever your decision. Like I'm cool with DPL. Fine. No DPL. Whatever. It doesn't matter to me. So that turn, I ended up punching his Terrapagos for 200 and putting 6 damage counters on Clefairy that had a Bravery Charm. He goes back to my turn. He switches into Clefairy. Oh no, he didn't. He didn't have enough energy for Clefairy for some reason, so he like took a one prize or something, and then I ended up drawing Boss off the top, um, and bossed the Clefairy, and then took 4 in one turn, which with a double prize penalty means that I won. So I started 2-1. That's pretty good. Round 4, I went against Logan playing Goldango. I didn't see this all game, but I was looking at Logan's list earlier. He played Leafeon and Baby Dango, which people have been like, you know, off and on. Um, but this does Verdant Storm 60 for each energy attached, or you get to heal 100. So it's pretty good. I didn't see it all the whole round. So game 1, he started Monkey Dory Pass. He decided to go first. He won the coin toss. So he went Monkey Dory attached Dark Pass, and I was like, cool. I went into Badoo and Badooed him, and then he attached Psychic Pass. And my turn 1, I had put a Fire Energy onto Dreepy. So after he KO'd my Badoo, I Arvined, because I had a Dragapult in my hand and an energy, and I had an Arven. So I Arven for Rare Candy to Dragapult. Took game 1. Game 2, he went first again. Had a better start. Triple quad Gimmighoul, turn 1. I get double Poffin, so I have 3 Dreepies. I have a Dreepy in the active. No, I've Badoo in the active, 2 Dreepies on my bench, and 2 Duskulls on my bench. I Badoo him. He can't do much. He evolves to Goldangos on his bench, and he KOs my Badoo, which is fine. So now he has 2 Goldangos in play and 2 Gimmighouls in play. And on my turn, I blow up both of his Gimmighouls with Dusknoir. I had both rare candies in my hand because I had Fez on the bench. And after I did that, he had Fez on the bench, and I counter catchered Fez, and I just Badooed him constantly for like 4 or 5 turns. All I did to Logan was Badoo him, and he couldn't do anything. He had by the time I found the time to win the game, he was just drawing with coin bonus with 4 Gimmighouls on the bench every turn, plus his top deck, and couldn't find anything. So eventually I got Dragapult set up, hit for 200 and then 60. And then it's been so far in the game that he, like, most of his energies are in the discard pile already. So he couldn't really Energy Search Pro and blow up my Dragapult. So I just bossed up the one that had 60 on the bench, knocked out both of them, took 4 in one turn. So won that 2-0, which is great because the problem with me in Baltimore was out of 27 games of Pokemon, I played 25. So it was really exhausting, and a lot of my matches went to time. This tournament wasn't like that. Round 5, I played against Ian, playing Hobsation. Game 1, he just he researched 3 turns in a row. He just couldn't find anything. He started Zacian, and I basically just blew up everything that he had. Like, I would boss Snorlax into the active because he couldn't find Latias, and I Badoo trapped him for a little bit, and then I just started pinging things with Hawlucha and Dusknoir and Dusclops, and he just couldn't. He couldn't do anything. Game 2 was a lot closer. It actually came down to like Iona to 2. And I had 1 prize card left. He had 2. All he had was Zacian. Um, so I'm like, I don't think there's a way that he can win. I don't think there's a way that he can kill anything on my bench. Like any like I think I had Fez on the bench. Um, so he conceded, won that 2-0. So now I'm 4-1. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, all right, cool. This is great. Doing good, doing good, doing good. Round six, I play against Kevin. This is the first and only mirror I play all day. Um, basically, in the Dragapult mirror, it's just kind of who takes the first two prizes first. Um, all three games, all three games except for all the games except for game three, excuse me, were very close. Um, game one, we just go back and forth until I find counter catcher Hawlucha, um, his Fez for game. Game two, it was super close. I needed to find off of like an Iono to two or three plus Fez, like a nest ball, some way to find Blood Moon and a counter catcher, and I had two counter catchers in my deck, and a way to find Blood Moon, which I had. I think I had an Ultra Ball and two nest balls still left, so it was pretty unlucky. But he took game two. Game three, I started Blood Moon. I started Blood Moon in my active. Um, my switch was prized, and I got Badoo locked until he basically took enough turns to build up Dust Noirs and his Dragapult to just blow up my entire board in one turn. Um, so that really sucked. That was really devastating. I was like, damn. I was like, it was so close. Um, you know, I just couldn't find energy. I couldn't find my rescue board. Like, like I would draw Arvins when I like Ionos would have been better. You know, so I mean, what are you gonna do? Um, round seven, I played against Alexander, and this is the this is the time in the tournament where my deck just stopped working. Um, game one, I started one Dreepy, one Badoo, and he started Monkey both games, so all the damage just went over. And I got steamrolled. I think I lost in like 15 minutes. There was nothing I can do. Um, I think game one he ended up blowing me up with Clefairy to win the game with Gardevoir, and game two I literally was like, I think I started Hawlucha, went into Badoo, and then like that was it. Then he like monkey killed me and then killed Hawlucha and then won. So that knocked me out of day two, and I was like pretty not upset but like down on myself. I was like, because like I started off so well, and then round six was so close, and then I just got completely steamrolled round seven. But that's Pokemon. Um, round eight played against Dat. Um, playing Poison Archaludon. I didn't know this. Game one, I started Badoo. He went first, and he poison dunked me. That's all you could do. Game two was closer. I ended up using a Blood Moon, killing an Archaludon, and I went down to two prizes, and he had one, but he had Boss on a Dracoloak KO for game. So I lost 2-0. And then round nine, I played against another Richard. He was playing Terra Box. He was the only Terra Box I played all day. Super nice guy from Atlanta. Um, game one went pretty standard. Blew up some Hoot Hoots. Killed a Latias. Killed an Ogerpon. Game was over. Um, game two was super, super close. Came down to whether he could find Clefairy off of two. Off an Iono to two. He could. He found Noctowl into Crispin Nestball to get Clefairy. And then time was called, and he just saw blocked me because he couldn't do anything. I was up on prizes. I think it was like I think I had 5, he had 6, so it wasn't like a thing. We didn't gentleman's agreement beforehand, so we just tied. Um, so yeah, 4-4-1 to end it. 9:33, not the best. Got some CP out of it. Had a blast. It was like half competition, half vacation. Um, super super cool. I have been playing Dragapult still since I got home, you know, online and with friends. Um, but I did start playing the list I got second, Andrew Hedrick's list. The 2-2 Arvin and research feels incredible. It feels super super good. I miss Bundle, and I'm not really sure how I feel about Cape, Luxurious Cape. Like it's fine, but sometimes it just you get scrapped by it. So I might just replace it with like a Bravery Charm or um, something else. Let's look at Andrew's list. So this is the list I've been playing. Um, I thought I'd miss having 2 rare candies, but 1 rare candy's fine. I do miss the EXP share a lot on my list, but if I had to play the tournament again, I'd play Dragapult again. This exact same 60, maybe cut the Crispin. I don't know. It wasn't really useful, like I said. Um, but all in all, I think I played really well. I think I played better than I did at Baltimore, which is a big improvement for me. Um, so yeah, that's it. Just wanted to talk about my trip and how much like I really enjoyed the deck, and just wanted to talk about it a little bit in my matchups. I'm gonna be posting more videos, um, cup and challenge tournament reports and deck profiles and gameplay and stuff. I'm also gonna stream a little bit more coming soon. Twitch.tv/Noobly. But yeah, that's it. If you have any suggestions for Dragapult, or if you went to Atlanta and you want to talk about it in the comments, type away. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.